All right, first question from the practice exam 1. This is a question that will be on your test. And again, you don't have a calculator, so you're certainly not going to multiply these numbers together. And even if you did, you'd get it wrong. So remember the strategy. Take all of the numbers on the top and write them as products of smaller numbers. 88 is 8 times 11. 21 is 7 times 3. Now, I'm going to skip 36 for a minute, and you'll see why. 55 is 5 times 11. 63 is 9 times 7. And 24. See, here's where you have the choice. I can write 36 a bunch of different ways. I can write 9 times 4, 12 times 3. Same thing with 24. I can write 12 times 2, 4 times 6, 8 times 3. And, how do you know what you pick? Well, I want a number that divides them both. So there's no real wrong answer here. Like, I see a 9 here. I can certainly write this with a 12 and write this with a 12. But let's say I want to use this 9. You will get the same thing no matter what you do. I'm going to use 9 and 4 for 36. And for 24, I'm going to use 8 and 3. Now, why am I using 8? Because I have an 8 right above it. You'll see, no matter what you pick, it's going to work out right. Now I'm going to cross everybody out. The 11s cross out. The 7s cross out. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Notice I always put the 1s there. Nothing knocks out this 5. This 9 knocks out this 9. This 3 knocks out this 3. This 8 knocks out that 8. Wow, crap, everybody's gone, right? 1, 1, 1, 4, 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Well, guess what? Everybody's gone. On top, I'm left with a 4. On the bottom, I'm left with a 5. Everything else crossed out. All right, so next question that you'll see on your exam. I give you values for each letter, and you plug them in, okay? So this was the value of the expression. This is very easy to mess up, so you have to be super careful. This product, look, you're not supposed to multiply this out. You're supposed to replace the letters with the numbers. So where the C is, you put -4. Where the A is, you put -2. Now look at how careful I was. C, I put parentheses, I put -4. A, I put parentheses, I put -2. This negative is still there. Now, again, parentheses. What was C? -4. What was A? -2. Very careful. The plug-in step is very important. Now, 2 times -4 is -8. -1, there's an invisible 1 there. -1 times -2 is +2. This is just -4. Now, you add -2. What the hell does that mean? It means you take away 2. I'm adding $2 of debt, right? I tell you, hey, you owe me $2. I just gave you $2 of debt. That is subtraction. Now, you owe me 8 and you pay me 2. You owe me 6. You spend 4 and you spend 2. You spend 6. Negative times a negative, positive. No, you don't have to write it. 6 times 6, 36. If you feel like just writing 36, write 36. You don't have to put the plus. I put the plus for emphasis, all right? Very easy to mess this up. You got to watch your signs super closely, all right? Be very careful. Don't rush through this question. You have one just like this on your test, so be careful with it. Now, B is 5, so you have 2B. So 2 times 5 minus 3 times A. So what's A? A is -2. Just plug in, really simple. C is -4. I don't need parentheses here. Plus 2. Now what's B? Where's B? Up, B is 5. All right, that's the plug-in step. Now do it. 2 times 5 is 10. -3 times -2. Negative times negative is plus. 3 times 2 is 6. That's what's on top. On the bottom, I have a -4 plus 2 times 5 is 10. Don't do nothing crazy. I'm going to cross out the 10s. Look, you have a 10 and 10. You can cross them out. No, you can't. All right, it doesn't work that way. 10 plus 6 is 16. 10 take away 4. Whoops, I screwed up somewhere. I know I screwed up. What did I do wrong? Did I copy it wrong? Ah, fuck. Oh, I did. I copied it wrong. Was this a D? Something is wrong. Well, I'm gonna have to edit this later. All right, this was a D. This was D, not B. Yeah, I should have realized it wasn't B and B. All right, so this is 6. All right, so I screwed up. It was 2b minus 3a, c plus 2d, d is in dumbass, which is what I am. So this was a d. So I had to put a 6 there. So then 2 times 6 is 12, because it was not working the way I did it. 12 take away 4 is 8. And then 16 divided by 8 is 2. If you get in, like I had 10 minus 4. I made a mistake. I had 10 minus 4 here, which is 6. And I would have had 16 divided by 6. That's not happening. If this happens to you during your exam, you know you screwed up. And you asked me. Okay, next example I'm going to work. Hopefully I copied it right. Multiplication and combining like terms. So you're going to distribute here one thing at a time. 2, put a 1 there. There's no 1, but put it there. 2 times 1 is 2. A times 1 is A. B times B squared. You have B1 times B2, that's B3. You add the powers. Now do over here. 2 times negative 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and it's negative. A times A2 is A3, and then B goes along for the ride. You have a B there, so it's got to go. Minus, now again, 1, 1, right? You have 1 there and 1 there, so you put a minus 1. A, B times B2 is B3. And then a negative 1 times a negative 4 is a positive 4. A times A2 is A3. And then B goes along for the ride. Now I got to look for creatures that look the same. Let's see. I'm looking for AB3. There's AB3. I have 2 AB3s, and I lose 1, right? Again, if you want, put the 1 there. So I'm left with 1 AB3. If you want to put the 1, put the 1. It's okay. It's not wrong. You don't have to write it if you don't want to. And then I have A3B, A3B. I had 4, and I lost 6. So I lost 2 of that creature, the AB3 creature. I know my A looks all funky. So distribute carefully, right? One at a time. Make sure you know the exponent rules, watch your signs, and then again, only add and subtract the creatures that look exactly the same. They have to have the same letters and the same powers, or you cannot combine them. All right, so the last 2 that I was asked to do for the exam practice, this is division. Now, these are just numbers. So when you divide these numbers, right, you have negative 3 over 6. You can do negative 3, and then 6 is 3 times 2. And then you can cross out that 3 and that 3. This negative stays there. You put it on top, bottom, front, wherever you like it. You can keep the negative on top, it's fine. If you want to move it to the front, it's fine. The point is, I'm going to be left with a 2. This is just division, so don't do nothing funky with the numbers, right? 3 goes into 6 2 times. So you have negative 1 over 2. You don't have to write the 2, but I mean the 1, but I'm writing it for emphasis. Now, I have to deal with the x's. Now, I know 10 is divisible by 2. That's the reason I picked those numbers. 10 divided by 2 would be 5, but that's not what you do. That's not how you do division with exponents. What you have to do is you subtract them. So you always start with the bigger one, which is 10, and subtract 2. So I'm going to do 10 take away 2, which is 8. And the bigger one was on the top. So this is where it goes. So I get x to the 8. Think of that. You had 10 x's there. X, 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 X. And on the bottom, you just had x, x. Cross out, and you had 8 left on top. Now, you have to deal with the y's. Same thing. I made sure that I gave you numbers that divide. There's a 9 and a 3. So you don't just do that, though. That's there to see if you understand that you're not supposed to do that. You have to subtract. Now, remember what I just said. Bigger number. You start with the bigger number. I'm going to do 9 take away 3, which is 6. So on the bottom, you had y, 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 y. On the top, you just have y, y, y. Those 3 you're going to cross out and take 3 of those with them. And you're left with y6 downstairs on the bottom. Okay, make sure you put it. Don't just, I'm going to do 3 minus 9. You don't do that. I have not done negative exponents with you. You will not have a negative power. Your answers can only have positive exponents, all right? No negative powers. So you always subtract starting with the bigger number. The bigger number was on top, that letter's on top. The bigger power was on the bottom, so that letter is on the bottom. Okay, now this one, you have to do power to a power. So the rule, first of all, this is 2 to the 4th, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So you do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Let's see, that's 4. That's 4. And 4 times 4 is 16. Easy. Now, when you do x 8 to the 4, you multiply the powers. So you get 32. 5 times 4, 20. Whatever this exponent is, when you raise it to another exponent, you multiply the powers. So power to a power, multiply. Those rules are in that lesson.